Hello and
So,
welcome, everybody. I'd like to tell you about a new Resco inspections functionality that is supposed to make the life easier for customization admins, managers, or simple people that work with Resco inspections tools such as Questionnaire Designer or Report Designer. The new ability is related to reporting, which is an important part of inspection and field processes. Today, we will talk about how to define a report for questionnaire template in a quicker way. So, what is the situation now? The life cycle of an inspection through the view of Resco tools starts with the manager creating a questionnaire template and making it available for inspector or technician. Then they can take it to work using their Resco mobile app and perform inspections. Finally, when they're done, they can run a mobile report and send it to manager or a customer. There is no action needed by the manager to enable the reporting functionality, as Resco inspections come with an automatic and generic report available automatically for all questionnaires. This type of report is sufficient in many situations, but there are scenarios where you want to, say, customize colors of the report, or you maybe want a different layout of the answers in the report. And for that, you need to turn to Resco's Report Designer tool that allows you to do crazy things in terms of configuring your reports. But it is not an easiest tool to master, and you need to use it even when you need to do maybe just a little adjustment of the report. So what's the easy way out of this? So if the report designer is complicated and people working with Resco inspections are already familiar with the questionnaire designer, it makes sense to make the reports configurable in the tool they already know, the questionnaire designer. We believe this will have positive impact on your report creating process. So what are the new possibilities? What can you do with reports in the questionnaire designer? You can now assign a report theme to a questionnaire. You can work with the styles of the theme. You can edit visual properties of report's header and footer. Styles can be applied to questions and question groups. For question groups, you can define the layout, how they will look like on the report, and as well as if they should have borders of some type. And for the repeating question groups, you can influence how the layout can be further adjusted. Questionnaire Designer on Resco Cloud offers yet another new ability. You are now able to preview the report for a particular questionnaire in a side-by-side view. And now comes the demo time. All right, so in this clip, it is my goal to create a nice looking report for a questionnaire directly in the Questionnaire Designer. There is a new button, Report Themes, that allows you to pick and assign a report theme to the currently open questionnaire. Theme defines how the report will look like. There are 3 already pre-configured themes: Modern Blue, Simple Black and White, Compact Red. I pick Simple Black and White, and by hitting Apply, the reporting theme becomes part of the questionnaire template. The template now carries the reporting properties. We can adjust the picked theme further if we want to. The visual or graphical part of the report can be configured in the Style Editor. We get there by clicking on the Styles button. There is a new tab, Report Styles, that has several style items pre-configured. The items are related to report's header and footer, as well as questions and question groups. Their properties are determined by the selected theme and can be edited. You can change font size, color, background, as well as position and alignment of the label. So going through the styles, I could see that the colors are mostly black and white according to the theme's title. I want to juice it up a little, so let's change the report's header. I'm picking a light blue color. That's my color. So now I hit save and close. Back in the main screen. And now I'm curious, how does the report look like? On Resco Cloud, I can find it out by clicking on the report button, which shows me the report preview. So now the preview is loaded. By default, it takes answers from the virtual questionnaire. That means it simulates them and presents the output in the report. I can change that if I have an existing already answered questionnaire based on that template I'm editing. And we can achieve that by clicking on the settings button and selecting existing. I happen to have one at hand, so I select it and I will run the report again, report preview again. The report preview now shows different answers that are based on the real world questionnaire. That can be very handy. The report looks nice, but the questions are aligned vertically, the answers in the question groups, but there is a lot of white space. I want to do something about it. Luckily, there are other parameters of the report that can be configured, and they are accessible on the actual questions and groups through the property pane on the right side of the screen. So for an individual question, I can assign a report style to that question, along with a preview answer option that would be used by the virtual report preview. Moving to a question group, I have more possibilities here. I can change style of the group header if I want to, but I want to keep it for the group header, and the question layout property determines how questions in the group will be placed on the report. Vertical, which is the current configuration, means the group questions will form a column. That's what we saw in the report preview. Horizontal places the group questions in a row. For this group, I have only 2 questions there, so I want to keep vertical. If I have a lot of questions in the group, I might want to use the property break after, and that divides the question group into 2 parts with the breaking point of the question number I define there. I can define group borders. There are several options, and for this group, I want it to stand out in the report, so I pick outside borders and I keep the color. So let me quickly define the layout for the other groups in the questionnaire. So for the question groups, for most of them, I want to keep vertical, and they have a lot of questions inside them, so I want to break them after a certain number. So I counted the number of questions and beforehand, and I want to divide the answers into 2 halves. And coming to bedroom, this group is repeatable, and that allows me to define one extra reporting property, and that is repeat layout. There are 2 options. Default means that for each group of questions, there will be a separate table, if you will. So if I inspect an apartment with 3 bedrooms, there will be 3 tables or segments in the report. Compact means that the answers for the repeated groups of questions are grouped together under one label, providing a compressed look. So for this repeatable group of questions, I want to try horizontal layout and also a compact one. There's 10 questions, so I want to break it after 5th question. Let's save the changes and run the report again. So it now looks more compact and more of what I've imagined. The groups are vertically aligned with 2 columns thanks to the break after property. For the repeatable group, those are the bedroom questions. The layout chosen was horizontal and compact with break after 5. I can see the label questions are in the top row, divided into 2 rows actually. And the answers are grouped thanks to the compact layout setting, and answers for each bedroom form a separate group. The space in the report is more utilized now, yet readable. And it took me a little time to configure a beautiful report, all that in one tool. In the Resco mobile app, the report can be still run as automatic, and there's no need to reconfigure anything. So the report looks just like we saw in the preview. In case you were wondering how the other templates look like, this is what we saw. This is the compact red, and this is the modern blue one. So we come to a poll time, and I would like Jury to run the polls.
Okay, so this is my favorite part. We came to the first poll and I'm launching it. So yeah, the question is how useful these new capabilities will be going to be related to your work. And there are options: not useful, moderately useful, or very useful. And we are already getting some votes. Looking quite interesting so far. So I'll give you a couple of more seconds to provide the votes, and then we'll close the poll. And I'll read the results, show you the results, of course, and read the results for Miro to also comment.
Looking forward, and I'm curious
Okay.
about the answers.
So I'll be closing the poll in a couple of seconds. Okay, so closing the poll now and sharing the results with you. So we have not useful with 13%, moderately useful 46%, and very useful 42% of attendees.
Okay, so I'm of optimistic nature, so I read the poll as more than 88% of the people find it somehow useful, and 12 to 13 people not really useful. I'm curious why that is. So if you care to leave a comment through the question, I will be glad to read it after.
Mm-hmm. I'm also optimistic, and I see this as people, our attendees are feeling very positive about this feature. So do I show the next poll right away?
Yes, please.
Okay, so and we will continue with the second poll, which I'm launching right now, which is about which features would you like to see in the future, and it's a multiple choice type of question. So I think, or at least I hope so. More report defining capabilities in Questionnaire Designer, so more options to configure your reports. Then report preview on Dynamics, report preview in Report Designer on Dynamics backend, and finally the option of the ability to edit report templates in Questionnaire Designer. I'm starting to think that there might be this one I might have configured as the single answer question, so I'm not sure if you are really able to vote for more than one, so that might be my mistake, but please leave the vote. I can see that there are already some votes coming in.
If that's the case, it's gonna be better prioritized, you know.
Okay. So I think that we have most of the votes already. So I will be closing the poll in a moment and sharing with you the results. So surprisingly round numbers we have here. So more report defining capabilities, report preview in Questionnaire Designer on Dynamics, and ability to edit report templates all got 20%. But the winner here is the report preview in Report Designer on the Dynamics backend. That's the one which got the most of the votes.
All right. So thank you for.
All right. So it was a single choice, so that made it harder to prioritize. Okay, so I'm hiding the poll results and the word back to you, Mira.
Thank you for sharing your opinion on our work. And again, if you care to provide more context, feel free to do so through the questions. I would be very happy to read it. Okay, so let's recap what we've seen so far. We brought you the ability to define questionnaires and their reporting properties in one tool, Questionnaire Designer. There are predefined themes that can be assigned to a questionnaire. They come in the Questionnaire Designer. You are able to customize various colors of the report, and you are able to customize the layout of the question groups. And for Resco Cloud, there is this extra ability to preview reports directly in the Questionnaire Designer. So thank you. That is it from me, and I'm giving the word to my colleague Peter.